Hey guys, and how's it going? Maniac Mower here. Got another video for you guys today. For those of you who are new, or for those of you who don't remember, this is my 1968 112. This is the one that had the Tecumseh motor in it that blew. It blew, what did it blow? It blew the, it was blowing oil out the front of it, and it something was wrong with the carburetor on it. I kind of got tired of that motor. That was the one that I ended up having to rebuild, and I had on the bench over there. I was trying to fix it up and get it going again, and so I kind of got fed up with it, and I started doing an engine search, and I found this Kohler K241 upstairs on my rack, and I pulled it down and I started looking at it, and I pulled it down, and as you guys remember, or for those of you that don't remember or are new, we did a video series on it. Not a series, we just did a couple videos on it, talking about it and trying to get it to run. And so, as you all can see, I finally fitted that motor. And if you don't remember, I had to do some cutting on the frame. That's the piece right there I cut out. That was keeping me from putting that motor in. And you probably see the sawzall, the cutoff wheel, the brass mallet, the hacksaw, screwdriver, and the crowbar, and are probably wondering what I did. I took the sawzall. I kind of got tired of waiting. My buddy was going to do this for me, but he never did because of this coronavirus, and I kind of got tired of waiting on it, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it myself and hope everything goes well. And he's supposed to do the same thing with the patio, so I may end up doing that with the patio also. I kind of don't want to because I chipped a little bit of paint. You can't really see it, but I chipped some paint off the side of the frame, and there's some miscutting. I don't know how well you guys notice it, but I kind of went a little too far when I was cutting it, but I think it came out pretty good. Everything's square. There's no crooked angles or offcuts or anything. As you can see, it looks pretty good. So what we are going to do here next is we are going to try and get this thing fitted in. As far as I know, all of the bolt holes line up. I think the two in the front are going to have to be re-drilled. The two in the back work just fine. The two in the front I think are going to need to be moved and re-drilled. The motor sits up a little bit further than the Tecumseh did. Another thing I noticed about it is this right here. This bolt rubs on the motor. Now luckily this goes back. This part of the block is back further than this right here, because if that wasn't the case, this motor wouldn't work. So currently this is where we are at right now. We've got the motor sitting in here. We've got some wires going everywhere. These are the stator wires. And I noticed a few problems. I'm not very thrilled. I got the wrong dipstick, as you guys can see. This right here is where the gas tank will sit, and it comes out about to here. So this is either going to have to be relocated, or I'm going to have to do some advanced cutting on the gas tank. Here's the problem. I can't weld. I don't have a welder. I can't weld. So I am going to have to put this dipstick in the hoard, and I'm going to have to look for another dipstick that will work. So that's where I am at right now. But we got the motor in finally. So let's go on ahead and continue our quest to try and get this Kohler to fit into this 68 112. Originally from the factory, all the 1968 models came with a Tecumseh. I don't know why they didn't just put a Kohler in them, but no harm done with it. Tecumsehs are okay engines. They're not very good. They're okay engines. I'm not a huge fan of them, you know, but that's life. You get what you get. So, okay, let's go on ahead. Enough rambling, and I will get you guys in the stand. We're going to check this thing out and see how everything lines up. You know, I'm kind of excited. I'm really curious to know how this is going to be, because usually these Kohler engines, when they're on a tractor, they have rubbers. They have little rubber mounts, rubber what do they call them? Isolators, because the Kohler engines like to bounce a lot, and this, it does not have any isolators on it. This is bolted straight down to the frame, and so I'm really curious to know how it's going to do compared to rubber isolators. I've never ran a Kohler engine without rubber isolators, so this is going to be interesting. Let's see. Why is that so tight? Let's see about getting this on here. We're going to have to do a variator adjustment, probably. Why is it so tight? It has a hydraulic pulley, that might be why. Why this has a hydraulic pulley, I don't know. It's probably came off of a hydraulic tractor, hydraulic 112, but, or even a 110. These K241s were actually on the 110s. They weren't on 112s, and god damn it, I'm getting oil on my belt. Hopefully that'll be okay. Won't slip. Come on. Kinda wish that front shroud wasn't on there so I could turn it over. Trying to find a way to pry down on this. There we go. There we go. I think we got that. Almost. A little more turning and we should have her. There we go. We've run into our first issue. Now, is that going to clear? No. Well, maybe. I think it will. Yeah, that'll clear. Okay. So. There we go. Now we got her. Look at that. Cool. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to have to get this motor is going to be coming back out, so I'm not going to get too far into it yet. But this needs to come off and be switched over to a different one. And then I think I'm just kind of test fitting it right now. The coil is going to get moved. It's not staying right there. It's going to go up front on that side on the hood support. So I think we have everything where we want it now. This thing is moving along pretty quick actually now. So what we're going to do now is I am going to go on the computer and I am going, well, is there anything else we can do? I'd like to run it before I do much. Well, I don't think, well, nah, we're not going. So I'm going to run in the house quick. I'm going to get on the computer and I'm going to search for one of these that bends. I'm going to get the right one for it because I have the wrong one. So let me go grab my other one. I will grab the model number off of it and I will order one. I went upstairs and I dug through the hoard. This is the one that used to be on it that busted off. I was wondering if there's a way I could press this out of this little thing right here. This is what broke off and was preventing me from being able to use this dipstick. Is there a way this will come out of here? This tube will come out of this little housing and I could pull this one out of this housing and put it in there? Or would I just have to go on ahead and order this whole new piece? What do you guys think? Let me know, you tractor guys, because I'm not quite sure what I would have to do. I think I should be able to press this out of here, but like I said before, I don't know. So, okay. What I think we are going to do next is we're going to hold off on that until I get an answer from you guys, and I am just going to go on ahead and start with the coil. I'm going to get that coil pulled off there. I'm going to put it on the hood support. Well, right now I found the PTO clutch. I also grabbed my grease bucket. We're going to do some greasing on this because it's been, I don't know how long this tractor has been sitting, so probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put some grease on it. So when I put the clutch on, it can slide and not get stuck. So, damn it. My spoon's all covered in grease. Let me grab a towel there quick. Okay, I am back. Let's go on ahead and we will get this thing packed and ready to go. That'll pack, I'm assuming, hopefully, that will pack the bearings once it gets in there and grease starts flowing. Ready? Let's get this, there we go. I still don't want to go on there easily though. It's really weird. This came off of a Tecumseh though. I wonder if that might be my problem. I don't know. Run up here quick. Let me go grab another one for a Kohler and we'll see if it works. I went up and I grabbed another PTO clutch. This came off of a Kohler engine. Let's try it. Really? That's weird. Grab a rag. Well, I know what it's not. So that kind of helps me eliminate. But at the same time, I don't want to spin too well. There it goes. Now it wants to spin. You gotta remember, they've been sitting for a while. Well, shit. Okay. Try to keep the tractor from moving. That is just really weird. I guess what we're gonna have to do, probably, is wipe all this off of here and take a look at it and see what the deal is. Okay, so the camera died on me, so you guys kind of missed some stuff, so I'm just going to tell you what all you missed. I started messing around with the PTO clutch. I got it mounted on there. I'm going to leave it like that for now. I'm not going to screw with it until I feel like I'm ready to. What else? Other than that, I'm getting ready to go on ahead and start fitting stuff. We're going to put the front hood supports on. We're going to pull the cart with the, we're going to pull the coil off of it. We're going to relocate the coil. And then let me know what you guys think about that dipstick tube. If that's just pressed in there or I have to get a brand new one. I'd much prefer having to unpress it than get a brand new tube like that. I wrote the model number down just in case if I end up needing it, so. And then I think after that, we should be all set on this motor and ready to get it wired up and going. This kind of reminds me of how that 71 used to look that I had. I don't know why, but it just reminds me of it. I think it's kind of weird. Anyway, so let's go on ahead and we will get this thing set up, loaded, or not loaded. We'll get this thing, I kind of want to bolt it down. We'll put an auxiliary fuel tank on the front of it and just drive it around a little bit and make sure everything on it works as it should. PTO won't for a while until I get it how it should be. It's still pissing out grease. And then I think, other than move the coil, get everything hooked up, we got to rewire the tractor too. That's another thing we got to do. But I think after we do all of that, we're good on this, so we're getting close to being done with this tractor. So for those of you who are wondering if it is possible to Kohler swap a 1968 112, yes, it is possible. As long as you've got the ambition to do it, you'll be good and set. So, what do you guys think? Do you want to see me Kohler swap that patio also? Motor's sitting right there. I got to do a couple other things to it, and then I just got to tune it. I have not ran it yet. It's still a virgin. We'll just put it that way. It hasn't been run yet. So that's that. This we ran, if you guys didn't see it in the last video I did on the truck, the end scene of the video, you guys saw it running. So that's cool. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do. I need to swap that front knob. I think everything on this tractor is done besides the wiring and that. We're going to stick with this key switch that I have on there right now because I'm just going to use a starter button on it. Well, speaking of, I think the starter on here is easier to get to than it is on the 73. Well, maybe not. It'd be nice if I didn't have to pull the engine to change a starter on these things. That's what really sucks, and that's why I haven't changed the one on the 73 yet, because I have to pull the motor. The one on the 73 went out. It's there, but it's not there. You got to play with it a little bit for it to work. So that's what's going on with it right now. Man, I am just not in the mood to film right now for whatever reason. I do not know why. So I think, let's see, what am I going to do? Let me decide what I want to do next. There's a few other things we got to do, and then I guess we'll go from there. So I have started making a list on things that we need to do with this tractor, and so far here are the things I have come up with. We need to wire it, do all the wiring in it. Up next, we need to find a way to run the throttle cable up to the carburetor. Now, I think we can run it through here. You can see the little gap right there. I think we should be able to run it through there. We might need to drill a hole somewhere in that frame, probably. And then up next, we got to rig up this choke cable, choke system, get this to work. I think if we were to put something here to hold it, we'll be good. Next on the list is we need to move the coil. The coil is going to be mounted onto the hood support on that side right there. Got all the headlight stuff rigged up and ready. I think up next what I want to do is I forget what's after that. It had something to do with the muffler. And then we got to figure out that PTO. So those are and that dipstick. So those are the 5 things that we need to do. Again, if you guys see anything we need to do, let me know. Right now, those are the 5 things we need to do. And once we do them, this thing should be all ready to go. No, I am not going to restore it. I know somebody's going to put that down there and say, you need to restore it. That's what you're missing. No, I'm not going to restore it. I kind of like the look of this tractor how it is, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I think, other than that, the battery tray, that's about it. So let's go on ahead, and I'm going to put this back on so that we can run the coil into it. So let me do that here fast, and I'll put you guys in time lapse. As you guys can all see, we finally got the hood back on. That motor actually looks really good. It looks really good with that engine in it. I'll tell you what. So, if you're wondering what these wires are for, those are for my headlights, the way I have them rigged up. So that's what that's for. I already found a few problems. First problem, this muffler touches the hood support and it shoots out right there where it's supposed to go through here. So that's a problem. Number 2 is there's not enough room here, I don't think, to put the coil. Because this right here goes to the front grill, and right here's where the coil would go. And the grill, I think, goes back to here. So that wouldn't work, so we got to find another place. I was almost considering putting it underneath the battery tray, but I don't really think that'd be a good place. We could also put it on the outside right there, but I don't know if I'd want to see the coil while I'm out mowing, or have someone end up hitting it. I think it'd be safer inside. So we got to find a place for it. Until then, we're kind of stuck on that for right now. But what I was sitting here thinking, I'm trying to come up with some spots we could put it. This actually has a pretty long wire on here. This wire is actually pretty long. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We'll have to see how big that battery tray is, and we could put it right here or over here. I don't know what spot would be better, but you never know. I was really considering putting it on the outside or right there. I'd like to put it down there on the hood supports like it is on the 73, but I don't think I can do that. Number one, that. Number two, those. So I think we might put it over here. We'll have to find out how much room we've got to play with. Before I do anything with the gas tank or wiring up this engine, we got to figure out that engine dipstick situation. But I think for right now, I don't want to do it. I do not want to do it, but I think I'm just going to go on ahead and end this video here, because I can't really do anything until I know about that oil dipstick tube, if I can do that with it or not, because I'm kind of stuck right now. I want to try it myself and see if it's doable, but if I end up messing that up, that's it. So, well, we could, I'd go on ahead and risk it, you know, but that's a good, I've got a dipstick for it, so I'm good to go there. What do you guys think? Is that doable? Let me know. I think I'm going to go on ahead and end this video here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to do while I'm, well, we need to figure out a exhaust situation right there, as you can see. Well, I don't think that's going to work being right there, but I don't know. We just can't have a cover on it, and it'll be shooting at me. I think if we were to bend these this way, no. Well, I'll think of something. Okay, well, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.